Screen time is actually any screen that you are looking at. And a lot of times people don't realize, they think of it as a television, but it could be a computer. And most often it's the phone. If you are on a screen, then by definition, you're probably not doing something else. So most of the time when you're on a screen, you're sitting on the couch or sitting on your bed or laying on your bed, but you're not really doing other things. So what are you missing out on? You're missing out on socialization opportunities. Now, there might be an argument, oh, well, I'm talking to my friends, or I'm FaceTiming, or I'm sending messages, or I'm sending, Musical.lys or something. You might be doing those things, but it's not the same as a face-to-face social interaction. You're also not as active. You're not as engaged. You're not getting in your steps. You're not getting activity. You're not getting good blood flow. And so you're missing out on family social opportunities, peer social opportunities. You're limiting your activity and movement. And you're not doing anything to increase your academic performance or your skill in a sport or an instrument or something like that. So it's really the opportunity cost associated with the screen. Another thing associated with detriments to screen time is just excessive exposure to light. So for example, one of the guidelines is you really shouldn't be exposed to a screen within an hour of bed. So in the olden days, we would be farmers in this agrarian society, and we would take care of our farm. The sun would go down, melatonin would be produced. If there was light, that light was from a candle or something like that, and then we would phase out through the night. Our body's circadian rhythms would allow us to go to sleep in a timely manner. But when we introduce this bright artificial light, it messes with our sleep. The very clear, specific American Academy of Pediatric guidelines are for children under the age of 2. And while some studies say up to 61% of kids under the age of 2 are exposed to screens during the day, the reality is they should have 0 hours of screen exposure. Over that, we do have guidelines. We have guidelines that have been set forth by a number of organizations and agencies. There's a general health guideline called 521 and none, which says that in general, to be healthy, a child should have 5 servings of fruits and vegetables in a day, no more than 2 hours of screen time, 1 hour of physical activity, so like sweaty activity, and no sugary sweetened beverages, so just low-fat milk and water. You can build a screen time system where you get a certain amount and then you can earn more. That could be something like if you do a certain amount of physical activity during the day. So if you've gone out and done X exercise or activity, then maybe you can have screen time, because then it's that trade-off. Good structure and rules are always important. So you don't want the child to have their phone in their bedroom at night. So generally you can have a charger that's in the kitchen, not walking with your device. I see that as a major safety hazard. Not having your device during meal times. We actually have a huge amount of research that tells us that looking at a television or being on a screen will increase the amount of food you consume during that one sitting. Some screen time is a necessary evil. It's part of our day-to-day activity. In fact, if you're a child who doesn't have skills in these areas, it's going to cause problems for you. And in fact, you want your children to have some of these skills, because who's going to fix the computer when it breaks? Or who's going to help you to log on to what, kids learn these skills. They're very adept at them. They're very comfortable with them. And it actually gives you built-in tech support in your home. But beyond that, these are skills kind of necessary for today's culture.